Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling completely worn out, like you ran a marathon in your sleep, even after getting several hours of rest? That kind of exhaustion that hits you first thing, before the day even begins, and just lingers through your early morning hours? If so, you're not alone. This is more common than it seems, and a lot of people deal with the same issue every single day. And what's most frustrating is that on the surface, everything looks fine. You go to bed on time, you avoid coffee at night, and you even try to stick to a routine, yet you still wake up tired, with a heavy body and a sluggish mind. The goal of this video is to help you understand why that happens. We're going to dive into the hidden causes of morning fatigue, the ones hardly anyone talks about, but that can make a difference in how you feel when you wake up. And the best part? I'll show you how to fix it with simple, practical changes. No medications or miracle cures needed. So if you want to wake up with more energy, focus, and motivation, stick with me to the end.
When someone says they're tired, even after a full night's sleep, the first reaction is usually, "Are you sure you actually slept well?" But then comes the surprise. The person slept 7, 8, even 9 hours. So what's going on? The truth is, sleep quantity is not the same as sleep quality. You can sleep a lot and still wake up exhausted. That's because there are invisible factors that directly affect the quality of your rest, even if you don't notice them. One of those factors is your sleep cycle, which moves through different stages during the night: light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. If those cycles get interrupted by noise, too much light, stress, or even eating the wrong foods before bed, your body doesn't get the chance to do the repairs it needs. And that's when you wake up feeling like you barely slept, even after hours in bed.
Ever feel drained halfway through your workout? I used to struggle with energy and slow recovery. Then I found this fast-acting nitric oxide booster. It increases nitric oxide by 200% in just 20 minutes. Just mix, drink, and get moving, so simple. I noticed better circulation and more stamina almost instantly. If you want quicker results, this is a game changer. Try it now and feel the difference in your next session.
Another important point: a lot of people assume they sleep well just because they don't remember waking up at night. But that doesn't always mean your sleep was restful. Sometimes your body does wake up briefly, you just don't remember it. And those micro-awakenings are enough to mess up the whole recovery process. On top of that, things like sleep apnea, irregular breathing, and poor sleeping posture are silent enemies that quietly sabotage your rest. You might wake up, but your body still feels exhausted because it never truly recovered. In other words, it's not just about sleeping more. The key is understanding what's happening while you sleep, and that's where we start digging into the real reasons behind your morning fatigue.
Now that you understand, it's not just how long you sleep, but what happens while you sleep, we need to take a look at what you do before going to bed. Because, without even realizing it, nighttime is when we plant the seeds of the fatigue we'll feel the next day. One of the biggest culprits: screen time before bed. Phones, TVs, computers, they all emit blue light, which suppresses melatonin production, the hormone that helps you sleep. The result? You might fall asleep, but your brain stays on high alert, and the quality of your rest goes downhill fast. Another common habit is eating late at night, especially heavier, greasy foods. That keeps your digestive system working overtime while the rest of your body tries to wind down. And guess what? Your sleep doesn't go as deep as it should. You wake up feeling like you spent the whole night digesting instead of actually resting. Caffeine and alcohol also deserve a shout out here. A lot of people have coffee in the late afternoon thinking, it doesn't affect me anymore. But caffeine's stimulating effect can last up to 6 hours. And while alcohol can make you feel sleepy at first, it actually disrupts the deeper stages of sleep. So yeah, you might knock out fast, but you'll wake up feeling wrecked. Then there's the lack of a consistent routine. Going to bed at wildly different times throws off your body's internal clock. That messes with your circadian rhythm and interferes with the release of sleep and energy-related hormones. In the end, the way you end your day plays a huge role in how your body wakes up. So if your mornings have been rough lately, the answer might be hiding in your nighttime habits.
If the way you end your day affects how you wake up,
then the way you wake up also has a huge impact on your energy levels. And here's something a lot of people overlook. Waking up should be gradual and natural. You know that loud, jarring alarm that yanks you out of bed like a jump scare? Not only does it wake you at the worst possible moment, but it can also spike your cortisol levels, that's the stress hormone, right at the start of your day. And let's be honest, starting the day stressed isn't exactly the best way to feel energized, right? Our bodies follow sleep cycles. So when you're jolted awake in the middle of a deep sleep phase, it's like your brain is still trying to return from the dream world. That explains why you sometimes wake up feeling groggy, irritable, and tired, even after what seemed like a full night of sleep. The alternative? Try waking up in a softer, more gentle way. If possible, use an alarm with a gradual sound, one that starts low and slowly gets louder. There are even apps and smart alarms that track your sleep cycle and wake you at the optimal time when you're in a lighter stage of sleep. Another thing that helps a lot? Natural light. Open your curtains as soon as you wake up, or, if you can, use a warm sunrise simulating light. Natural light tells your body it's time to be awake. It suppresses melatonin and boosts cortisol levels in a healthy way, helping your brain switch on more smoothly. Waking up doesn't have to feel like a shock to the system. It can and should be a more respectful process for your body. And that shift alone can completely change the kind of energy you bring into your day.
After waking up in a gentler, more respectful way, there's another crucial step: what you put into your body first thing in the morning. Yep, the foods you choose in those early hours have a direct impact on your energy, focus, and overall vibe for the day. A lot of people wake up and go straight for black coffee, sometimes without eating anything at all. And while caffeine can help jumpstart your brain, having it on an empty stomach can lead to a quick spike in energy, followed by a crash. That classic rebound effect can leave you feeling even more drained by mid-morning. Another common mistake? Going for breakfast foods loaded with sugar or white flour, like super refined breads, pastries, or sugary cereals. These cause a sharp spike in blood sugar, which drops just as fast, taking your energy and focus down with it. What you want instead is balance. A good breakfast should include protein, healthy fats, and quality carbs. For example, scrambled eggs with oats, plain yogurt with seeds and fruit, or whole grain toast with avocado spread. These foods release energy more slowly and steadily, helping you avoid those draining highs and lows. And if you're someone who doesn't feel hungry in the morning, that's okay too, but at least try drinking a glass of warm water with a bit of lemon or having a light fruit. That alone can help kickstart your metabolism without overwhelming your body. What you eat in those first few hours is like fuel. If it's high quality, your engine's going to run a lot smoother and stronger through the rest of your morning. Now that you understand the importance of eating well in the morning, there's another point a lot of people overlook, but it makes a huge difference: morning hydration. While you sleep, even if you sleep peacefully, your body loses water through breathing, sweating, and even just going to the bathroom. So when you wake up, your body is literally asking to be rehydrated. Without water, your blood becomes thicker, circulation slows down, and oxygen delivery isn't as efficient. The result? You feel tired first thing in the morning, even though there's no clear reason why. Drinking a glass of water right after waking up is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to kickstart your system. It helps your liver flush out toxins, gives your metabolism a little push, and boosts brain function. A lot of people say that once they started doing this regularly, they began waking up with less grogginess and more mental clarity. But here's a tip: water temperature matters. Ice cold water right after waking can cause a mini shock to your digestive system, making absorption harder and even causing discomfort for some people. The best choice? Water at room temperature or slightly warm. And hold off on adding things like lemon, vinegar, or other boosters at this point. The goal here is simple hydration, not stimulating your digestive system just yet. That can come later with breakfast. Hydrating first thing in the morning is like saying good morning to your body, and your body responds with more energy, better focus, and a lot more motivation to take on the day.
So far, we've talked about food, hydration, and the habits you can control right after waking up. But there's something deeper that's running the show behind the scenes: your circadian rhythm. The name might sound a bit technical, but the concept is simple. Your circadian rhythm is basically your body's internal clock. It regulates almost everything: sleep, hunger, body temperature, hormone production, energy levels, even your mood throughout the day. This clock is mainly influenced by natural light. That's why when you sleep in a dark room and wake up to sunlight streaming through the window, your body naturally understands it's time to wake up. The light suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone, and boosts cortisol, which gives you energy and focus. Here's the issue though. A lot of people spend their whole morning indoors with very little exposure to sunlight, and that delays the body's natural wake-up process. Even though you're out of bed, your system still thinks it's nighttime. The result? Fatigue, sluggishness, and poor concentration. Want a simple trip? Get sunlight within the first 30 minutes after waking up. That could mean opening a window and looking outside, stepping onto your balcony, or even having your coffee where natural light can reach you. Just a few minutes of sunlight helps your brain reset the clock and get your whole body in gear. When your circadian rhythm is aligned with your daily routine, even waking up early becomes easier. You feel like you're working with your body's natural flow, not fighting against it.
Have you ever noticed how some mornings just feel doomed from the start? Sometimes it's not a lack of sleep or a health issue, it's just a chain of small choices that quietly drain your energy within the first few hours of the day. One of the most common mistakes? Hitting the snooze button over and over. Those just 5 more minutes might seem harmless, but they actually confuse your brain. You end up slipping in and out of fragmented sleep cycles, which leaves you feeling even groggier. The best thing you can do is get up as soon as the alarm goes off. It might be tough for the first few seconds, but your energy kicks in faster than if you keep dragging it out in bed. Another big one? Grabbing your phone right after waking up. Your brain is still in a calm, slow state, and when you suddenly flood it with texts, notifications, and social media, it jumps straight into high alert. That stress response eats up your mental energy before you've even brushed your teeth. Then there's the classic sugar-loaded breakfast. White bread, cookies, boxed juice. Sure, it gives you a quick energy spike, but that's followed by a crash, and the tiredness comes back even stronger. And finally, some people start the day already rushing like crazy. They wake up late, throw on clothes, grab whatever food is nearby, and head out the door in a panic. That frantic pace is a recipe for early burnout. Bottom line, small choices make a big difference. Sometimes just fixing these little habits can completely change the quality of your morning.
After everything we've talked about, it's clear that waking up tired isn't always just about lack of sleep. It's often the result of a series of habits we don't even realize are getting in the way. But the good news is you can change that, and that change starts with you. You don't need to reinvent your life overnight. Start small. Adjust your bedtime. Rethink what you eat at night. Add a glass of water first thing in the morning. These are simple steps, but over time, they become part of your routine, and they make a big difference. Remember, your mornings shape your day, and when you take care of how your day begins, you transform your energy, your mood, your productivity, and little by little, your entire life. If this video helped you in any way, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to keep going on this journey with us. See you in the next video.